Now let's take a look at Official Guide 2016 DS number 7. And I'm going to use a variable approach method to solve this question. First, we have to modify the original condition in the question. So the probability of getting R, which is red, becomes R, and the probability of getting white is W, and the probability of getting blue becomes B. And the question is asking, what is B? So R plus W plus B equals 1. And there are three variables, as you can see, R, W, B, and there's one equation, which is this one. So in order to match the number of variables and the equations, we need two equations. And looking at the condition 1, there's one equation, and the condition 2 also gives another equation. So there's high chance that C is our answer choice. So using both the condition 1 and 2, we can calculate the probability of getting R, which is 8C1 over 24C1. So this becomes 8 over 24, which is 1 over 3. And the condition 2 gives the probability of getting white, and it is 1 over 2. So the probability of getting blue, which is B, equals 1 minus R minus W, which is 1 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 2. So the answer is 1 over 6. The conditions are sufficient, and this is because the answer is unique. Our correct answer choice becomes C.
Next, we're on the Official Guide 17 version, DS section, question number 237. Now we're going to look at the original conditions first. Here we have Y, this side is Y, and then the height is X, and this diagonal is W, and the bottom here is Z. Now we also know that this will equal X. Then the length of this side, according to the Pythagoras theorem, will be equal to the square root of W squared minus X squared. So how many variables do we have? We have three variables, X, Y, and W, as you can see. And to solve this problem, we will need three equations to solve this question. We need to match the number of variables with the number of equations to solve it. So option 1 gives us one equation, as well as option 2. So we got two equations in total, which means statistically E is the most likely answer. So let's look at option 1, 2 together. It says X equals Y, and this is equal to 1. And then W is equal to 2. Then the length of Z will be Y plus the square root of W squared minus X squared, right? Which is 1 plus the square root of 2 squared minus 1 squared. And then we get 1 plus the square root of 3. So Z has a unique value, and therefore a sufficient answer. So the actual answer was choice C. Now if you actually look into the original question and option 1, we actually have two equations for option 1. And for option 2, we have a single equation. So in total we have 3 equations. So we actually had 3 equations for 3 variables.
Let's take a look at question number 12 of the DS section in the 2015 official guide for GMAT. In this question, there is a tank with a pipe going in and a pipe coming out. The one going in has some rate in which the water goes in times time that does some sort of work. And then there's another work rate for the out pipe that takes time to do a W amount of work. So total, we have 5 variables, R1, R2, T1, T2, and W. Total of 5 variables. And then we're given 2 equations that we just wrote. The one for the in and the one for the out. So we need 3 additional equations because we have 5 variables to solve for all 5 of the variables. But usually condition 1 gives us 1 equation and condition 2 gives us 1 equation. So we would naturally think that E is going to be our answer. But let's look at the condition more closely. What is the question? The question is asking us about just the rates, R1 minus R2. So in condition 2, it tells us already just the rates. It says that for the in pipe, it takes 10 gallons per minute for water to come in. And for the out pipe, it takes 4 gallons per minute. And why is that? Because 10 gallons is the same, but they say that it takes 2.5 minutes for that. So when we reduce it, it's 4 gallons per minute. Okay, then what's the difference here? The difference is positive 6 gallons, so it is increasing at 6 gallons per minute. In this case, we have enough information in condition 2, and the answer is B. This sort of approach is called the variable approach method, and nowadays it's the most proven and effective method of getting an answer on the DS section GMAT Math.
Now let's take a look at Official Guide 2016, DS number 10. And I'm going to use IV approach to modify the original question. And according to the IV approach, what becomes a value we are trying to find, which is this, and of becomes multiplication. These becomes the equal sign, and the percentage becomes 1 over 100. So, using this IV approach, I'm going to modify the original condition in the question. What is, this is the value we are trying to find, 10% of y. There's only one variable, which is y. And we also need one equation to match the number of variables in the equation. And the condition 1 provides one equation, and the condition 2 provides another equation. So there's high chance that D is our answer choice. So looking at the condition 1, we get 5% of y is 60. And we can simplify this by 1 and 20. So y becomes 1,200. And the answer is unique and the condition is sufficient. Looking at the condition 2, we get y is 80% of 1,500. We also get 1,200 for this. And the answer is unique and the condition is sufficient. So the correct answer choice becomes D. And please make note on this type of question that uses both IV approach and variable approach.